I thought that in a... Oh là là, j'arrive pas à parler. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about May. May is officially spring, so I pictured a lot of flowers. After falling in love with new angles in April, I wanted to take it to the very extreme for May with top view shots. My original plan was really to aim for an explosion of colors, a lot of super colorful flowers everywhere. But I went to the store, I saw the price of the flowers, and I changed my mind. I went for just simple green flowers, and I decided to go for a super monochromatic vibe. I hesitated a long time on my outfit and the background because I didn't know if I wanted that shooting to be super heavy or on the opposite quite minimalistic for the flowers and myself to pop. So I might take this that I'm gonna have to Photoshop greenish, or I have this tiny blankie that is already green but not vibrant, but maybe it can be like the texture can be interesting, or that option that I'm scared of getting lost, but I love this. Regarding the setup, I used the black frame of my backdrop as a tripod for my camera. On the floor, I went for the most basic option, a white piece of fabric. This is gonna be my setup for the day. The camera is here with the flowers. I have the live view right there, and the small rig light that I'm gonna use to create more like light and shadows. I have my flowers here, the camera there, the lights right here. I'm really not used to have the camera pointing down, so yeah, it's gonna be tough to find nice angles here in the camera. Once again, the tethering cable saved my life because I was able to put the camera next to me and see what the camera was seeing. Otherwise, I would have had to go on a chair, look through the camera, and just pray for sharpness and good framing, which was really not easy because of the flowers in front of the lens. So this is clearly homemade, but I couldn't find anywhere to put my other small rig in order to have this effect on the floor. So I don't think it's gonna hold very well. I cannot point it wherever I want. Ideally, it should come from much higher, but yeah. That's what happens when you do self-portraits. You cannot control everything, and that's part of the challenge. So let's do this. I'm already sweating, it's hot, and let's go. Regarding the challenges, I had a lot. The first one was like the flower puzzle because I placed the flowers all around the lens, but it was so hard to have like the good framing for the flowers not to cover the whole frame. Sometimes when I was moving them too much, the frame would get super empty and thus super flat. So I took the first photos. Many things that I notice. I don't like the big bunch of flowers here. It's way too dark and it's really tough to find a nice angle. So yeah, it's a work in progress. Then the second big challenge was my own motivation. So it's funny because I started that shooting super motivated with a super clear idea in mind. I thought that in 30-40 minutes everything would have been done. But the first photos in my mind were way too flat and way too boring. I love to have like angles, but I don't know, in my mind it's maybe too flat. I would love to have like this plus angles. Here I like the collarbones, but it's still like kind of flat. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep on exploring and we'll see. Also, I decided to completely change the art direction. I put on a different dress and I forgot about the top view challenge photography-ish vibe. My vision was blurry at that point. I couldn't decide anymore if I wanted super close-up portraits, if I wanted full body shots, or if I even wanted to play with a wide angle. And mentally, I was starting to crash a little bit. I was getting frustrated, annoyed. It was super hot because of the lights. I started hating everything I was doing. I even thought that the whole shooting was a complete failure and that I would put everything to trash. Regarding the editing, it was quite a roller coaster of emotions because when I started editing the photos, once again, I hated everything. I made a super, super tiny selection of just 3 photos. I really wanted that shooting to have airy and super light feeling. But what's funny is that the next morning, when I woke up and looked at the photos, I love them. Honestly, I love the photos. On those 3 photos that I took, 2 of them are photos that I took within the first 10-15 minutes of the shooting. So honestly, I could have stopped the shooting after the first art direction that I aimed for. Instead of stopping and saving me a lot of time, a lot of energy, I kept on going to look for a better idea. The lesson of that shooting can be just trust your first instinct and your first idea. Now, for June. June is summer, so June is outside, and I'm going back to what I started with, shooting outside with natural lighting. But the challenge is gonna be no studio lights and no tethering cable, and now I have to admit that I'm used to this. It's gonna be a good one, and yeah, see you in the next video to see how it went. Bye, bisous.